Hey everybody, how are you guys doing today? AMC Bickham's here. I hope you're all having a good day. I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving, got to see some loved ones. This video is going to be about lose, hold, and hold process. I'm going to tell you guys why it's not the way. I'm going to show you guys we've looked into this before, and I'm going to show you guys how they make these things he calls synthetic guatemalans. And I'm going to go ahead and show you basically a whole bunch of stuff. So this is going to be an educational video. You don't need to see my face in this one. But let's just get straight to the content so we can put an end to this before next week so we can keep buying.
Another possible way for the squeeze to start is if everyone stopped buying shares. That would mean there is no more liquidity for them to kick the can down the road. I'm not telling anyone to do anything with their money, but this would probably start off the squeeze.
So we've been talking about this for about 4 or 5 months now after we found out about payment for order flow, which I'll go ahead and get into that in a minute. But let's go ahead and talk about the synthetic Guatemalans that he talks about, these fake synthetics, and I'm going to tell you how they're made, and I'm going to show you why, if we stop buying, he's going to be very, very wrong. So first, let's come down here. The first thing I want you guys to know, the real name of these synthetic Guatemalans is called the CNS program. It's called Continuous Net Settlement. CNS, and it hides billions of counterfeit shares that never make it to the reg show radar screen, as the shares are borrowed from the DTC are treated as legitimate borrowed shares. Does that sound familiar? For companies that are under attack, the counterfeit shares that are created by the CNS program are thought to be 10 or 20 times the disclosed failed it delivers. The true CNS totals are only obtained by successfully serving the DTC with a subpoena. The SEC doesn't even get this information. A lot of people are wondering why they haven't done it, because they can't see it. X-clearing and CNS counterfeiting are used to create an enormous reserve of counterfeit shares. The industry refers to these as strategic fail-to-delivers. So instead of Guatemalans, strategic fail-to-delivers. That's the real term. Now, would refer to these as a stockpile of counterfeit shares that can be used for market manipulation. Now, if you guys go to the DTCC website, you can actually look at the CNS program. Just type in on Google dtcc.cns or space CNS, and then you can come down here. Now, one of the things I want to show you guys real quick for the benefits, while CNS deliveries are made automatically using member depository positions, members can exempt certain short positions to avoid segregation violations and effectively meet other delivery needs. So like I said, the CNS program is, I wish people would look more into it, but this is how they can create these synthetic Guatemalans. Now, ISDA contracts, if you look at ISDA contracts, this is another way that they can create these. And basically, I'll show you guys the process of how these are created. If you look at these real quick, you can see it has two members that write up the ISDA contract, okay? This isn't done on exchanges. This is done between two members off exchange. It doesn't get cleared by SIBO, as you can see, and it's not backed by the OCC. So it takes its own path that we don't see. This is usually done between bank to bank or bank to major hedge fund, or bank to a market maker. Now, these two slap a credit support annex is what they used to do, and that would show that they had the collateral and they didn't need to deposit it. But after phase 5, they now need to deposit collateral every single time they open these. So that is big for us going forward. Now, one of the things I want to show you guys, so this is why another reason why we need to keep buying. Market makers may maintain temporary short positions in CNS until such time as there's significant trading to flatten out their positions. So if we stop buying and there's not the volume that they can go, all right, we can start slowly covering these things, they can hold their position, you guys. Temporarily, they can hold it until that time comes. So we need to keep buying. First of all, let's go into supply and demand. If you take away the demand, and they can keep creating these synthetics through the CNS program, keep opening ISDA contracts between each other, they can keep making these synthetics without us buying. And then on top of that, you're going to have people opening short positions. You're going to have these companies, institutions that are already shorting AMC, they're going to short it, and they're not going to have the resistance now to keep the share price up or keep it going. And you guys are already panicking. People are already panicking every time we drop a couple bucks. Could you imagine if we dropped like $8 suddenly in a week or two because everyone's holding? Like I said, that's the way they can do it. They can keep on creating it. Now, just to make this very simple, this also is the CNS program. It shows you they got the big vault, and they're all connected to the same vault. Wrong thing. So market structure, I just want to show you guys this real quick. So when I first made this video, I told you guys right away, I'm going to add another box here, and I'm going to add another box here. The first box I'm going to add is going to be the CNS program. I just didn't want to confuse people right away. Now, when you order your order, it goes to a market maker. The market maker now can use these means, add the CNS program, and add this box that I'm going to reveal here later. So they can use these means to create shares or to fill orders. They can do internalization with that, and that's basically a lot of the times we're finding out that they're using their options, their massive options with self-clearing. So if you take that away, you take away the CNS program, you take away ISDA contracts, and you take away dark pool and ATSs, that leaves one thing, the exchange. This is why I keep telling everybody every day, order to a lit exchange. Route to a lit exchange, direct your trades to a lit exchange. Because if you do that, you're taking away the process of making all those synthetic Guatemalans while you're using your buys actually, counteracting their pressure. It's on the lit exchange, it's on the public data feed. Level 2, you guys will see that data. So you need to keep buying. Like I said, it's just simple logic, supply and demand. If they can create the synthetic supply between each other, we need to create demand to counteract that. Another thing that I keep telling people is they are smashing us every single week on max pain and options. They look for it every single time. And every week people are buying options, weekly options, because they're cheap, boom, boom, boom. Doesn't matter. When they sit there and take hundreds of thousands of them, that's a lot of money that they're continuously using. Now, if you go to lit exchanges, like I said, you get rid of all this. You're limiting how much money that they can make. If you guys really want to fuck them up, you say, all right, who are the piece of shits that they're working with? And you go, oh, the banks. So you go to ISDA, type in Google, just ISDA members. See if your bank is an ISDA member. If it is, get your money out of there. Why? Because they're using your money against you in these collaterals and these ISDA agreements. On top of that, they're rehypothecating your money. You're making 100 times on your own money. Why? What? They give you a quarter at the end of the year for interest. If you go to a mom and pop type thing, if you go to a credit union, you're still insured. And on top of that, they're not hurting you. So, and if you're on a payment for order flow system, you're automatically taking one of these routes. You're basically giving the market maker whatever they want to do. Here you go. You can, whatever way is the best for you to fill it on exchange. So if you're using Robinhood, if you're using Webull, you are countering our buying. Get off those programs. I don't care if they're easy. You got to get off a payment for order flow system. You got to do it. I'm going to keep saying that every single time I make a video. If you're using payment for order flow, get off. If you're not routing your trades, you're hurting us every single time, guys. But like I said, you guys can see they can still do that. And to prove that they're also doing this, in ISDA, this is a lawsuit between Overstock and basically Goldman. And what they were doing is writing buy rights, married puts, and flex options in these contracts. And they were basically using sham resets and sham closeouts. Now what that means is, I would write it, if I'm a bank, we'd write an agreement, okay? And then you would buy it, and I would say to you, all right, I sent you these shares. Pretend you got them, okay? Say in your system you got these shares. And I'm going to say I sent them. We'll do like a 30-day contract. At the end of the 30 days, the contract expires. Now, on your end, you're going to go ahead and say you sent them back, and on mine, I'm going to say I received them. Well, now guess what? Our order balance sheets are completely cleared out because they were never sent in the first place or received. But they're able to use them in that transaction as, hey, we got these shares. This is what we used them for. So, like I said, it was a big joke, and they were able to do this before unlimitedly because all they needed to do was slap a credit support annex. But now it costs them money. Now, a lot of people aren't understanding as well. We got the CAT system. I do a lot of research on this CAT system that is being implemented in the United States. This is going to be a major thing for us going forward. This should stop a lot of this bullshit. The CAT system on December 13th, you're going to have FINRA members, non-FINRA members, start reporting to the CAT system. If you look at this CNS program, a lot of the things that they're doing, in small industry businesses, a lot of what these guys are doing, which will now have to stop, I 100% believe after the 13th, or we'll find out if the SEC is on their side, is they're choosing the CNS program between their subsidiaries because they can't directly communicate and just trade with each other and stuff of that nature. But they can do it through the CNS program with each other. And they're not being tracked through the CNS program because they're small industry members. But if they're now, when the CAT system starts doing this, they're now going to start tracking them. So they're not going to be able to abuse the CNS program as much after December 13th. So, like I said, there's a lot of good things going forward for us in the market and the structure. And I have a couple other new filings that I'm going to put up here in the next couple of days that are really good for us. They're insane. We have a couple exchange proposals coming up that, if they get passed, they help us out a lot, which I'll go over probably tomorrow. But like I said, we got to keep buying pressure. We just got to do it the right way. And everybody's sitting there like, oh, I'm buying this way. Now, welcome to my last 8 months, guys. It's hard. I know you might be like, oh, man, I don't see anybody. But trust me, I see it every day, all day long. People just Robinhood. It's insane how much they're still using Robinhood and Webull. Even if you're on Fidelity, you guys, if you're on Fidelity and you're not directly routing your trades, it's smart routing it. And guess what? They could still go to Citadel. It's almost just as bad. So we need to make sure we're doing everything right. We have 4 million minds, guys. Educate each other. That's our biggest tool. Spread the word. But thank you for listening. My next video I'm going to have up is going to be about AMC as a company. This is why you guys should get excited. Too many people are looking at, oh man, we need to squeeze today. But you're not looking at how far we've come as, with all these filings, how far AMC's come as a company. I mean, man, they're looking really good long term too. But we'll get into that later. Thank you guys for listening, and have a good night.